Hey there guys, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian, and welcome to beautiful Lisbon, Portugal. Yes guys, today I finally once again went outside to film a video for you guys. Amazing, incredible, smash like. I'm actually touching grass, touching water in fact, you guys. It's great. I don't know why I just did that. Anyway, here we are in a pretty cool place, Parque das Nações. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's called Park of Nations. It's a sort of a new area, new neighborhood here that was built around like the end of the 90s in Portugal. It's got a bunch of cool stuff, and also I just wanted to show you this place because I think this is the only place probably in the entirety of like the European Union that still flies a Russian flag. So this right here, you know, has flags of tons of nations. So yes, very interesting. Every single country here has like its own map with the flag and everything. And some countries, which are controversial, of course, they are missing. Of course, guys, a big one currently is Israel. As you can see, guys, what we have here is this. Russia, of course, being a pretty controversial country right now, is also, it's been vandalized a little bit, let's put it that way. Palestine. Portugal, of course, greatest country in the world. Швецию подрали всю. Who's got beef with Sweden, dude? They created meatballs in IKEA. Like, what is going on here? And there it is. The Russian flag, once again. It's probably not, but I want to claim that this is the only place in Europe that still has the Russian flag out in the open. Here's a bunch of stuff that I can't show on my channel because they will literally jail me if I show the slogans that are written on the this thing here that's supposed to have the map of Russia. So very interesting, but the reason why I brought you guys out here today is because today I decided to go out and talk about my experience so far living in Portugal. I've been here about 3 months now, so I decided that it's gonna be fun to talk about it with you guys and also give you a tour of a little bit of a beautiful Lisbon. I mean, check this out, guys. Isn't this amazing? Life is great. Ukraine, and somebody has written, "I want to go home" on it, which is, yeah, it's a little sad. And also some other flags that show us when this entire area was built, essentially, is you can actually still, for example, see Yugoslavia here. This is not the OG Yugoslavia, right, the big ass one, but this is Serbia and Montenegro, essentially, right? They got renamed into that later. But yes, guys, even Yugoslavia is still alive in our hearts here in Lisbon, Portugal. So essentially this entire area here, this Park of Nations, it's built around the embankment. So you got a beautiful view, and also you see there's cable cars going back and forth, which we will actually go on probably. But yes, basically so far, the first thing I want to talk about regards my expectations and impressions of Portugal is actually the weather, which actually turned out to be not as hot as I imagined. Well, at least currently, because right now we're actually filming this video, it's like 21 Celsius. This summer, supposedly, at least the start of the summer in Portugal, is not as hot as it usually is. And I've already gotten a couple of jokes from local Portuguese people telling me that I brought Russian cold here to Portugal or whatever, but I wouldn't exactly describe this as Russian cold. Right now, as you can see, I'm clearly breaking a sweat, but I'm also like the most palest Siberian like motherfucker of all time. So I already feel like I'm basically, you know, I'm boiling, but this is, you know, it's gonna get a lot worse. But yes, on a serious note, I do love the weather here. I mean, the sun, the water. Portugal is definitely one of those places in which you can actually go outside and feel better about yourself because the outside looks beautiful. Quite different to when you live in a commie block of Chelyabinsk in the middle of fucking dog shit winter. It's super enjoyable. Every single time you go outside here, it's a breeze. And also, I just love the fact that there's always so many people out. You see, it's a Tuesday right now, and this is not even the most popular location in the city, not super central. There's so many people out just chilling, eating, smoking weed, I don't fucking know, drinking beers, walking with their kids. There's always somebody like playing football or something. Essentially, it feels like every day is sort of like a celebration in a weird way. And there's always something going on. That's also one thing I really enjoy. A ton of events, concerts and everything. And I just, you know, for example, I'm gonna be going to a Travis Scott concert, like right there, in that arena right there. Very excited, guys. Hope I don't get trampled. But yeah, you know, I don't usually get to see these cool artists that I like in Russia or, you know, just Eastern Europe in general. Events and concerts actually come here. So it's nice to feel like a part of a world community in a sense for one time in my life. You know what I mean? One thing that I personally really enjoy about Lisbon overall is just that it's like so open. There's so many open spaces and parks which are just great to hang out in. Like, first of all, you know, we got to talk about like bike lanes and stuff like that. That kind of infrastructure. It's Europe. is here, you know. But also just in general, it's so open and it's so like free. And I don't know how to put it any other way, because when I lived in Georgia, in Tbilisi, no hate on Tbilisi, it's a great city, it's got its own vibe, it's awesome, but it is definitely a city that is way more crammed together because it's located essentially in the middle of a valley surrounded by mountains and hills. It almost feels like everybody's sort of crammed in like sardines in there, kind of. Here though, the city doesn't seem that big, but there's so much open space and just like, I don't know, you're just free to fucking dick around and be yourself. And that's exactly what I do all day now, because I have no sense or purpose in life. But no, it's great. It's great. Охуеть, типа. However, I still do not go outside and don't film videos outside because I just stay depressed inside of my room. That being said though, guys, I've done a lot of work on my apartment here in Lisbon, behind the scenes obviously, so how about we teleport right to my apartment and I give you guys a beautiful room tour. Hey there guys, welcome to my crib. Yes, now usually guys, before I showed you my entire apartment as a part of an apartment tour, but now I'm an old man and I have some boundaries. So instead I'm gonna only show you guys the studio. This is where the magic happens, this is where I sit and record my videos, my camera is right there. Everything I have as far as tech goes was pretty much bought in Russia, and then I shipped it to Georgia, and then I shipped it from Georgia to Portugal. It was a whole ordeal, you know. My desk, I do have a standing desk, but I really don't use the function, maybe I should. MF Doom, not a vinyl actually, this is just a printed picture that's frames. This hat that was gifted to me by Gatsu, actually. This here is an old map of Europe in Portuguese, old Portuguese at that too. And you even have my region of Russia here, the Chelyabinsk region. Funnily enough, my city of Chelyabinsk is not even on this map, but I did put this little pin here saying Chelyabinsk Oblast. This is actually something I got at a flea market in St. Petersburg when I did that video with Bold and Bankrupt, when we went to shop for some vintages and he picked out this pin, I think, and I just have it here where my heart is. Chelyabinsk, obviously. One thing I got recently that made my setup way more professional is I got some foam. The echo in this room, in this apartment, was absolutely awful, so having these foam panels here actually makes the audio sound decent, and I am now officially a professional YouTuber. I've only bought fucking foam panels on like year 10 of my YouTube career, or whatever it is. Worst YouTuber, guys. Worst YouTuber. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tour, and now get the fuck out of my room. And also guys, once again, another beautiful feature of European infrastructure, drinking fountains. Hell yes. I would like to... Они пофиксили его. Okay guys, I wanted to do a funny gag. Last time we were here, this fucking water fountain was shooting water like this up in the air. And I wanted just to do like a funny gag where I would splash my face with water and pretend like I didn't know for YouTube. However, they fucking fixed the thing. Don't fix the thing before I film you guys, okay? Official message to Portuguese water fountain technicians. Toma, 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 toma. Hey, come on guys, that's just what Europe does to a man. I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. Yes, I mean, check it out guys, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. Supposedly this entire area was built for Expo 98, and they usually, you know, go crazy, supposedly, every country for Expo, and this is what they built here. Created by Russians, by the way. Ever hear of Mendeleev? I told you guys that we're gonna be going up on the cable car, and actually, here it is. We're almost there. I think it's like €9 or something to go back and forth here on this cable car. So yes guys, I'm gonna be spending crazy money on this video. Please donate. But yeah, let's go in and get a better view of the entire area from up above and talk about my lovely time in Lisbon.
May I just ask where you're from?
Russia.
Russia.
Is it just for statistics, or why do you usually ask? Yeah? Okay, interesting. I see.
I'd like to know where our visitors come from.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good trip.
You too. Oh yes, you too. Have a good day. She says have a good trip, I said you too. Classic. Classic social awkwardness moment, but I guess I saved it. Anyway, 37. That's a number. Let's hope that this cable car is going to be able to handle my astonishing new girth, because I've gotten fat as shit here in Lisbon. Another thing that I wanted to mention, food is great here. European cheeses and meats and all that stuff. You know I want to make a sandwich with all types of prosciuttos or whatever they have. You know I want to try everything. You guys know I want to go to Taco Bell. It's over. It's over. I'm a complete fat ass. I've been drinking Guaraná fucking daily. it's over. Like, I'm so fat right now. Gaining weight is something that a lot of immigrants go through. I already kind of talked about this previously, and you know, I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to work on it, but fingers crossed that we do not fall in the water. Yes, guys, check it out. Here we are going over the river of Tejo here. If you look that way, actually, you can see right there, that is the Vasco da Gama Bridge, which is the longest bridge, I think, in all of Europe after the... I think this bridge, unironically, was beat by only the Crimea Bridge in its length, so... but that's not something I will claim, guys. That's not an achievement of Russia that I'll be proud of. I was just speaking about food, right? So another reason why I eat a lot of food here in Lisbon, quite honestly, is also because the amount of like different cultures here, and there's many different immigrants here from many different countries. So for example, one thing I really enjoy is actually Asian food in Lisbon is really good. Like there's so many ramen places, and I'm a big fan of ramen. So because when you live in Russia, for example, you do get many food from people from ex-Soviet countries, but when it comes to like Japanese or whatever, Chinese, it probably will not be as authentic or whatever. There are exceptions, but here though, it's great. You know, I mean, it's great. It's great. Every single day, essentially, you know, when I'm seeing this kind of stuff, it feels weird. It feels like I'm on a vacation. Every single day when you go outside, you see so much beautiful shit. It's really quite weird as somebody who grew up in Chelyabinsk, okay? So I really don't know how to feel about it, quite honestly. And yes, it's beautiful, but that does not mean that it's not a struggle to be an immigrant. It definitely is, and you know, there's definitely a lot of work that goes into this stuff, just adapting to everything and trying to build a new social circle for yourself, because essentially when you become an immigrant, you're starting your life anew, and it's really weird, but I'm at least really happy that, you know, this is the place where I get to do that, because this is a place that just feels really welcoming, and I love it. Что это такое там? Это какая-то женщина, типа? That's pretty cool. You see those little like statues of what is that? Statues of naked women with their feet up. Are they supposed to be women? Maybe I'm just a horn dog. Maybe I'm just so horny that I'm looking at like wooden sculptures and I'm thinking that it's naked women. Yes, I'm gonna have to blur that out for YouTube. However, guys, of course, living in European Union so far is not without its faults for me. I mean, first of all, I recently had a really big bar moment happen to me, essentially, where I went in to pay for my electricity and I couldn't do that because the place that I went to pay for my electricity had a strike going. I usually go in here in this place to pay for my utilities and stuff because I don't yet have a Portuguese bank account, and you can only pay online with a Portuguese card, right? So I go in here in person to pay for my electricity or whatever. So today I went in to pay for my electricity. It's the deadline actually, and I walk in and it turns out that it's closed because of a strike. So I cannot pay for my electricity and my power right now. I do not know when the strike is going to end, when it started, and why it's happening. Yes, guys, what if this what is this if not a certified EU moment? Going to pay for your electricity and the place is closed because of a strike. Yes, guys, you're welcome to shit on me in the comments saying how Russia is better. So yes, you know, guys, it's a bit inconvenient. It's a bit inconvenient that people here have human rights and people can exercise their democracy. It's a little inconvenient for me. I'm used to good old Russia where everybody, you know, works like a slave and has like such a thing as a strike is basically not existent in Russia. So I do find it interesting, but yeah, that's just the a certified European moment right there. And the reason, once again, why I wasn't able to just pay for my electricity online is because I don't have a Portuguese bank card yet. So essentially everything here in Portugal that has to do with online payments, you gotta have a Portuguese card. And the reason why I don't have a Portuguese card yet is because I don't yet have a European residency, actually, because I'm here kind of right now in a bit of a limbo, because Portugal is already known as a country that has like very slow bureaucracy and stuff, and I was aware of that when I was coming here, and you know, I knew that I was gonna have to be very patient. But also what's happening right now actually is that the Portuguese immigration services, it used to be called SEF, now it's called IMA. Essentially what's happened is that they're repurposing and they're changing the entire immigration system or whatever, the entire immigration apparatus. So currently, the things that took a long time take an even longer time. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. And we have arrived, by the way. Let's go outside and I'll continue my story. And by the way, this right here, I think is supposed to be the tallest building in all of Lisbon / all of Portugal, I guess, obviously. Pretty cool, you know, it's got that big, beautiful Portuguese flag on top, which I love. And it actually reminds me a lot of the that one building in Dubai, if you know what I'm talking about. So yes, as I was saying, the entire immigration system currently here in Portugal is essentially being reformed, and I'm just the most luckiest guy ever, of course. I had to come in and apply for my residency right at that time, so I'm enjoying my freedom here, I'm free to move around Portugal or whatever, I'm free to live, but also I do have some restricted rights, kind of. Well, not really, it's just minor things, like once again, getting to pay with your bank card for like utilities, electricity and stuff like that. You also have to pay online with a Portuguese card, which I don't yet have, because essentially you need to have your residency to open a bank account here. But by far the most annoying thing I would say is that you actually can't even download like an app for like your mobile operator because it's in the Portuguese app store. And in order to switch to the Portuguese app store, you have to input data of a Portuguese bank card into Apple. I mean, whatever, guys. This is just iPhone user problems. We all know that iPhone users are fucking idiots anyway, so guess my fault for choosing an iPhone and, betraying the Slavic Android gang because I literally can't download it from the Georgian store, which I'm on right now. So, being an immigrant is a fucking pain in the ass. I do not recommend it. Anyway, another big thing that I also have to talk about is the prices overall and the cost of living and everything. So far what I think of it and if I think living here is even possible. Because here's the thing, I had a bit of a Eastern European imposter syndrome before coming here, if that makes a lot of sense. And I still have it, by the way. And I came up with that, term myself. What Eastern European imposter syndrome is to me is that essentially I come from a part of the world where people are used to a way lower, not only just quality of living, right, but also a way lower cost of living too. And removing yourself sort of from that bubble of post-Soviet, failed states essentially, right? And to push yourself in this type of situation, it was really weird for me. Like when I was coming here, essentially, I didn't even know if I was really going to afford living here, kind of. But I guess it's fine. Currently, it's working out for me. Rent is one of those things that is going to be a huge thing in Lisbon because Lisbon is currently, according to many stats, it's either like the most expensive place in Europe to rent or like one of the most expensive places in Europe to rent, even worse than Berlin and whatever. So that's not great. So yes, rent is definitely eating away at people's pockets the most here. When it comes to like prices of foods and restaurants going out or whatever, I found that it really differs. There's so many places here. You get the tourist trap places, you get the hole-in-the-wall local places. You just gotta really go out there and experiment and find the good places, right? Obviously, since, I've been only here for 3 months and I'm here kind of a newbie, I don't know anything. I've obviously been, to some scammy places here and there. But, it's a learning experience as well, right? Right, guys? That's how I'm coping with being scammed. But when it comes to like prices of groceries, I'd say it's obviously more expensive than Russia. That is definitely true. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. But I don't even know if that's fair to compare. I don't even know if the economy doesn't make any sense to me anymore, I feel like everybody around the entirety of the world just fucking hates the economy right now. Everybody thinks we're going towards, the fucking end of times or whatever. So it can be definitely a struggle for people to survive here too. Hold on, I want to get down to the beach here for a little bit, but what else is there? Bills, obviously, like electricity or whatever, that stuff. Sorry guys, just almost died, but that's fine. What was I talking about? Oh yes, electricity bills and whatever, water. Yes, it's pricey and I have kind of a big apartment, so... Видите, что это такое? Ваша цивилизация. Все обкакано. Yes, the bills are higher than any bills I've ever paid in my life, but... I don't fucking know, guys. I guess that's what it is. I've made the decision to side with the decaying West, and here I am. And I don't know. I'm not really here to complain about prices, to be honest, because I know how it looks. And I understand that people here that are locals who also, a lot of them don't make a ton of money, they probably wouldn't like to hear an expat in Portugal complain about the prices. But I'm complaining from the point of view of a poor Eastern European, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit of a different thing. But living is fucking expensive these days everywhere. I really don't feel like I've made the wrong decision, basically, by coming here, because I would have had to pay a fuck ton of money for bullshit anyway. I just spent like 15K to even move here in the first place because my entire moving process was insanely difficult. I have a whole video about that, by the way. So I just guess what I have to do is I have to cherish it, and I have to cherish every single day and every single time we get the sun, every single time we get to go to the beach like this. I can't exactly say that I've been going out a lot recently, I do spend a bunch of time just depressed in my room once again, but gotta get out there, guys. It's white boy summer. Gotta make this money. Gotta tell you guys the truth. And this spot, by the way, I like this spot right here because it actually reminds me a lot of Russia in a weird sense, because this place reminds me a lot of St. Petersburg. We have the Gulf of Finland. We have some places in St. Petersburg where you can actually go and see the Gulf of Finland. And here we are, guys. right here, you know, welcome to SPB, the Gulf of Finland. We have the fucking Western Speed Diameter, the route that goes all around St. Petersburg. Like, it's also a huge bridge, basically. And this is the skyscraper, Lahta Center. So, yes, guys, I feel at home. I hope you did enjoy this little walk with me around Lisbon, around the area of Park of Nations. I definitely have great first impressions of Lisbon, and it definitely feels like a place where I could build a life. And I'm just trying to right now, because right now I'm just in a phase of being a Russian doomer, kind of a little bit, but I'll get out of it, I promise. And soon, finally, when I hopefully get my residency and everything, we'll have more travel content around Europe. I want to go around everywhere, so be on the lookout for that. And I once again thank you guys so much for watching today's video and supporting my channel. If you guys did find this dumbass video interesting, then please make sure to slap that like on it. And as well, if you guys would like to support me additionally, and that is financially of course, then go over to the link down in the description and become a YouTube member. It's basically like YouTube's own version of Patreon. It's the best way to support me, and if you guys like to do a one-time donation, then make sure to do a super thanks underneath this video. But that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will continue to push my rock up the fucking hill of life. Bye.